My name is Michael Musselman. I work for Lacework, and my title is Senior Director of Technology and Strategic Alliances. We originally looked to the marketplace primarily for a few customers that had asked us and demanded. So, that was an indication that we needed to kind of meet our customers where they expected to buy our technology, just to make it simple. The initial goal was really just to see, just to be present as a landing page and be able to transact. Now it's scale. It's more revenue, more money. In this case, the marketplace does unlock a strategic partnership with Amazon, the Amazon sales team. And so that obviously, we just look to scale and got started last year as kind of the first 9 months in year one. And then have looked to, actually we're on a path to 4x or 5x that initial 9-month revenue in year two. So Tackle absolutely has helped us focus on the go-to-market activities and a little less on the building and engineering requirements to stand up a marketplace listing and interop with the AWS APIs and backend. Originally, Lacework and our fine engineering team had built something. When I got to the company, it was pretty much non-existent as far as use. And this allowed me to kind of shift the engineering workload from our core engineering team that's focused on building our product and our roadmap and, essentially hire Tackle and your SaaS service to augment that listing, the maintenance of that, the execution of our marketplaces. And instead, I got to build kind of the people process around the execution and drive more of the go-to-market. Talk to a lot of other peers and companies that are investigating. I think first and foremost, it goes back to knowing your customer, knowing how they're buying, know why. If this is an area where they are interested in transacting, it's not really a great place to accumulate new customers. I think it's more like a billboard on the side of a highway where it's nice to be listed. It's nice to have information about your platform, and certainly customers will look you up there. But really, most of the business that we've seen is driven through private offers. It's driven through the execution of the deal after pretty much most of the negotiation and technology fit has been established. And so really it comes understanding where your customer is, knowing what, if that's the way that they want to buy, understanding the value that's in it by the cloud service providers, and then naturally, build or buy. And I think Tackle presented a really unique opportunity and option to buy versus build. I've certainly consulted a lot of other companies and suggested, here's your options. If you want your engineering team building your marketplace listing, for whatever reason, that makes perfect sense. You're more than capable of doing it. I think there's some businesses that sell via consumption, sell, in certain manners where they want that really tightly coupled integration. Most businesses realize that this is a fulfillment process. It's something that, we want to be there from exposure. We want to be able to transact this way. We want to be able to get the leverage out of the cloud service providers. But, maybe it's just better if we hire someone or use a technology to make this simpler, faster. I think like any partnership, I won't speak about any of the cloud service providers, but if you look at how they're encouraging or incenting their salespeople, if you look at how, what's important to your partner, naturally you're going to find that many of your peers have goals, quotas, things associated with the marketplace. My team's uniquely set up that I also have a quota and goals, and those are directly tied to the marketplace. So on both sides of the equation, both my team and the team at AWS or GCP or whoever we're working with are both very closely aligned for our own KPIs and goals. And so naturally, if you're trying to do the right things, if you're trying to get more attention, if you're trying to get access to different programs, a lot of these programs warrant that you're doing a certain set of activities. And so what we've seen at Lacework is just getting started was partly there, but then a lot of the education, a lot of the, why you'd want to sell this way, but also why buyers want to buy this way, and then just kind of meeting your buyers where they want to be met. Then leveraging those activities, that revenue to have more interest, leverage, better conduit with your partner at the cloud service providers kind of gives you lift into your own sales team. I go back to the very beginning. I think Lacework was a couple years ago. Lacework's a small company, 50 customers, and I look at someone like Amazon that had hundreds of thousands, if not a million customers. And I just kind of figured, look, if I could ever get the lift and leverage from this amazing company to help our business, it doesn't take much. Clearly it's going to have a pretty dramatic and significant effect on our business. So in relationship, you start figuring out what do they like, what are their best partners doing, how are they gold, how are they monetizing stuff, and you naturally start to run the activities that make sense to align to the partner that you're trying to kind of work with. Yeah, so one success story that particularly stands out is with an opportunity that we had last year. Vividly remember working with the sales team. I think the account was in the Midwest, and remember that the customer had stopped or the deal stalled or stopped talking to Lacework. I think we never really got to the true root cause until after it all closed. But at the time we realized that the customer, I don't think, had budget in their security for any new technologies. And I remember asking the rep, reach out to the customer, send a note that we can transact on the marketplace. I don't know if that helps or not. Fast forward to the close of the deal, I was on a Zoom with the customer watching them actually click the private offer, and remember him specifically saying, so this was the Chief Information Security Officer saying, this is great. Actually, by being able to transact through the marketplace, I was able to leverage kind of my cloud budget when I didn't have security budget. And so I vividly remember this deal, watching kind of your buyer explain how they liked Lacework, they liked the technology, but at the time didn't have the right budget, the timing, and this actually ended up controlling the timing, bringing it in our favor. Turns out the deal ended up being about 20% bigger and obviously closed in a time frame that it wasn't naturally going to. We would have had to wait until the following budget year. Tackle really has been a partner from the beginning. So Marketplace was something new for Lacework back in March of 2020. And so I really felt that both the sales team that I worked with, the onboarding team that I work with were just as much consultants as they were selling me a technology. That being said, they answered all my questions. They had a lot of other experiences from other ISVs. What's really been neat over the last couple of years here, though, is that Tackle has been able to listen to a lot of ISVs like Lacework and collectively for a lot of their other customers, and then bring that single voice back to the cloud service providers, both building capabilities that help us scale, automate, eliminate a lot of the manual tasks that we have to do, but also then take the noise of each of the ISVs that are struggling in the same areas as we scale up, bring that feedback collectively, which gives them and the cloud service providers a lot more focused attention to remediating a lot of the things that slow down. And I think with any technology today, right, it's got to have immediate value to us, but also it's really nice when there's a long-term impact, when the company you're working with is kind of listening to your customers, taking that feedback, and as the roadmap is matured, it's nice to see a lot of the new capabilities being generated that are actually from conversations we maybe had a year ago.